Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of Market Watch for the week of March 21st through the 27th. I'm your host, Jason Zwolak of the Zwolak Group with First Team and Christie's International Real Estate. I hope you are all staying safe and doing well as we go through this isolation. So, for those of you joining us for the first time, each week I take a look at the Orange County and the Irvine market as a whole, and then I break the Irvine market into three separate categories: the first-time homebuyer category, step-up category, and the luxury category. Now, I typically try to get this video out either Friday night or Saturday. However, yesterday was our son's third birthday, so because we had a whole party planned and that had to be canceled because of coronavirus, we basically did a small intimate party with just the family, just here, just us. We had a great time, but it was a no-work Saturday, so getting this out to you guys today. And it's actually lucky because there was some information that came out late last night that is really will affect the real estate market moving forward. So I'm going to get into that now. So with coronavirus, we've seen it really disrupt everybody's everyday life throughout the last several weeks, and that can definitely be said of the real estate market. We've definitely seen that affected, which is understandable, and it's really slowed significantly as we have moved deeper into this stay-at-home order. However, last night, the federal government updated their list of essential businesses, and I'm happy to say residential real estate and commercial real estate was on that list. Now, that being said, I don't think you're going to see open houses, and you shouldn't see open houses on every corner, open house signs and things like that, because that can still cause some issues. But what this does open it up for is it opens it up to allowing us to do showings, whether we can do virtual showings and then bring the buyers into the home on a one-on-one situation, still abiding by all the rules that have been set forth, where you don't have a lot of people, you're wearing protective gear. There's a lot of protection that we can do, whether it be gloves, booties, antibacterial, just taking all these preventative measures. We can be safe, but we can still sell property and we can still buy property. So as a buyer and as a seller, that's great news for you guys, and it's great for our industry. So we're really happy about that, because there were some people that were stuck in limbo there that were in escrow and couldn't look for a house and whatnot, and I think this is really going to help out, and I'm hopefully going to get more information in the next coming days on what the extent of that's going to be, but that is good news. So what have we seen happen over the last week in real estate? Well, as expected, we did see inventory drop, and I'll get into what we're going to look at, how badly that dropped in the next little bit. And we are talking with some sellers and some buyers out there that are really seeing things change, and people are changing with the tide, if you will. So some sellers have decided to hold off. Some people are going on hold, taking their houses off the market until this is all over. Some are gearing forward and just saying, nope, let's just get this sold, and they're being successful. Some buyers are taking advantage of other buyers pulling out of the market, and they're still wanting to look at properties and get out there. And I think now that the essential business order being added to the essential business list is really going to help with that and kind of hopefully catapult that a little bit. There is a lot of uncertainty though because of jobs and people losing their jobs, the stock market. So there's a lot of moving parts going on in the market right now. So it's really a wait and see type of thing. Really, it's changing every hour, every day. We're seeing these changes, and that's something that we have to really stay on top of, and we're trying to stay on top of as we move forward. So first off, like every other week, I'm going to take a look at Orange County. I want to keep the flow going like we do each week to keep you informed, so that you can keep your finger on the pulse of the market. So let's take a look at what happened in Orange County last week. So in Orange County last week, we had 467 homes sell, down from 495 the week before, so that's definitely understandable. There's currently 4,020 homes on the market, so we did see a drop. Last week we had 4,108 and now we're down to 4,020. So a drop of roughly 88 homes. So that is actually not as bad as I expected, to be honest. I expected to see a little bit more of a dip, but we have seen some houses still come on the market. The days on market have been adjusted slightly, where we had 75 days on the market 33 days on the market for all homes that have sold in Orange County over the last week. That was the average days on market for those homes that sold. 35 days was last week, so just a slight change. The average list price was $889,479. The average sold price $868,988, with a list to sold average of 97.7%, and that is down slightly from 98.2% last week. So kind of what we expected to see. We have demand come down slightly because we did lose some buyers in the market, right? We saw the supply come down as well because we did see some, we're going to see some houses come off the market and not as many come on that were expected to come on. So there might be people that were gearing up to come on in March, at the end of March, beginning of April, because we are in that typical sweet spot, but because of COVID-19, they're holding off. So we might have a stronger summer. It depends on how this turns around and how quickly it turns around. So we'll really depend on what happens in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. We'll see what happens there. However, in Orange County right now, we have over 2,600 homes in escrow. So we'll see how those close, how those escrows go forward. Will people pull out? Will people not be able to close? Things like that. That's all time's going to tell on that, okay? There's a lot of legalities going on and different forms and disclosures that are being brought forth that are going to kind of help us through this time. So a lot of what we saw in Orange County, we expected. We expected to see the number of homes sold drop, and we expected to see the supply drop. So I think there's not much surprise there, to be honest with you. So let's check out what happened in Irvine as a whole, as the entire city, to see if there's any similarities with what happened in Orange County. So let's check that out. So in Irvine, there are currently 441 homes on the market. So again, we're down from 464 on the market last week. So we definitely did see a drop there. 38 homes sold this week, 47 last week, another drop. The big thing I saw here, the big number change here, the average days on market for the homes that are currently on the market sits at 75, very similar to last week at 72. But the average days on the market for the homes that sold was actually up, and that was at 60 days versus 36 last week. So I dove in and I looked a little bit at those numbers, and we saw quite a few of the 38 sold in Irvine that had been on the market for a long time. So maybe there was a price reduction to get rid of it because they had to make that move, and the sellers saw, hey, we're in trouble now. But also those buyers are out there looking for deals, and maybe the sellers, they were able to come together. So it's really interesting how that all transpired. But one thing to take a look at, and I think this is where those numbers show, is if we look at the average sold price and versus list price. Average list price, $1.1 million, just over $1.1 million. Sorry about that. And the average sale price of $1,015,719. We have our lowest, by far our lowest list to sold average this week, and that is 89.3%. That's the lowest that we've had by 7-8% for this year. So I think what we saw is, so when I look at those numbers, we're looking at homes that sold that were had been on the market a little bit longer. We saw bigger price reductions. So a little bit of indication of what's going on right now, right? We're having that little shift. When we went into this, we were at 6.1% appreciation for the year, which is insane. We're only in March. Well, when this happened, that was 2-3 weeks ago. So we're looking at just over 2 months in, 6.1% appreciation already. So we're in a deep seller's market. Now we're starting to shift. right? There is a shift, and that's all because of COVID-19. And when we're going to come out of this, we don't know. Only time is going to tell. So that's really what's happening in Orange County and Irvine. Now I take a dive into Irvine and look at 3 separate categories. The first of which is the first-time home buyer category. That's anything priced under $750,000. So let's check it out. So under $750,000 this year, we've got this week. We've got 105 current homes on the market. That is up. This category was up by 6 homes. We had 199 homes last week, so up about 6%. The number of sold homes, we had 12 homes sell last week compared to 17 the week before. So we saw our inventory rise, our supply go up, and our demand go down slightly over the last week. The average days on market for the homes that are currently on the market is 55 compared to 54 last week. So pretty much the same. The average days on market for the sold homes, 26 days versus 21 days last week. So we're still in that low days on market for those homes that sold. So these homes went into escrow 26 days ago. So we were right at the beginning of this crisis. So it'll be interesting to see what happens as we move forward in these categories, how this is affected, and we'll see how long those days on market are, because that'll show really what's going to happen as these houses either come on the market or don't come on the market, or if the homes that are sitting longer, have been on the market longer, are getting second looks, and maybe they're willing to negotiate a little bit more because of the situation that we're in. So now that we've taken a look at the first-time home buyers market, let's check out the step-up market, which is anything from $750,000 to $1.25 million, and that's really our bread and butter around in Irvine. A lot of homes fit this category, this and the luxury side, but we'll take a look at the step-up first. So let's check it out. So the step-up market. So last week we had 178 homes. This week right now there's 178 homes on the market. Last week there was 193, so there was a good drop there. 15 homes less this week than last week. We had 16 homes sell this week versus 17 last week. Pretty much the same. The average days on market 57 for the homes that are currently on the market in this category. 68 days on market for the homes that sold. That is up from 31 last week. So again, it seems like what we're seeing is some of those homes that have been sitting on the market a bit are finally getting to escrow. And that could be because of price reduction. That could be because people are getting second looks. And I think that's really what we're going to see as we move forward here. We may see a little bit more of that because that days on market definitely is going to increase. And it's not going to be a little bit different than last year, and I'll talk about that in a sec. Than not last year, but in typical years with days on market. So the third and final category is our luxury category. That's anything over $1.25 million. Now again, this typically longer days on market. Buyer pool shrinks because there's just not as many buyers out there for these properties. So as the buyer pool shrinks, typically they take longer. You may see more price reductions, things like that. Now, especially as we get further away from the 1.25 million, as we get into the 3, 4, 5 million, the buyer pool really diminishes, and that's where you can see days on market accumulate. So you really want to take that with a grain of salt when you're looking at these things, because there is typically a longer expected market time when you get into the luxury side. So let's check out the luxury market in Irvine. So in the luxury market, we currently have 158 homes on the market. That is down 14 homes from last week. We had 172 last week. So we have 10 homes sell this week versus 13 last week. Days on market up. We have 108 days on market for the homes that are currently active or on the market, and 88 days for the homes that sold. So all the 10 homes that sold this week, they were on the market for an average of 88 days. Last week, there was 13 homes that sold, and they are on the market for an average of 63 days. So again, a lot of similarities between all these categories. We're seeing days on market start to increase. We're seeing inventory come down. We're seeing number of homes sold go down. So it'll be very interesting to see this as we move forward, as we go through next week and the week after, to really see how much of an impact this is having. And I'm very interested in seeing how that's going to affect the market And really, I want to see with this, with real estate being labeled an essential business, how that's going to affect things too. Is that going to kind of slow everything down a bit and kind of stop the bleeding a bit, if you will? Because I think that's really important, and I'm super happy for people. I'm happy for my colleagues, happy for us, obviously. I'm happy for more importantly, I'm happy for all of our clients that are able to actually look at houses, that want to get out and buy houses, that want to actually get into a home, they want to sell their property. So I'm super excited about them, because it's all about helping you guys out, right? So I want to talk about days on market quickly. So what we're seeing is days on market rise. But typically, when you look at days on market in the past, you say, what's wrong with that property? It's been sitting. It's been sitting for 90 days. Something's wrong with it, or else someone else would have scooped it up. Is it overpriced? Does it need deferred maintenance? I think what we're going to see with this is days on market for the next little bit aren't going to be as widely criticized as typically because of COVID-19. Because homes may sit a little bit longer because there's just not as many people out looking at them because of the virus and because of the stay-at-home order. So I think we're gonna have to really take that with a grain of salt as we move forward. So that's what's happening in the market right now. Again, it's fickle, and it's day by day, hour by hour, and I think that is so key, because it really is. We're looking at things every day. We're having meetings every day with our colleagues, and we're really just trying to figure out how to help our clients out and keeping our finger on the pulse, so then I can get this information out to you guys, so you guys keep your finger on the pulse. So we all work together, right? So. But now that we've looked at the market, I always like to end it by taking a look at rates. So let's take a look at interest rates for the last week. So these rates were as of Friday, so let's check them out. So interest rates, a conforming 15-year fixed down to 2.625%. Now remember, these are the rates, not the APR, so if there's any fees or anything on that, you're going to see those added on. Conforming 30-year fixed, 3.375%. Conforming 7-1 ARM, so adjustable, 3.625%. Jumbo 30-year fixed, so anything over the conforming rate is 3.625%. Jumbo 7-1 ARM, 2.875%. And an FHA 30-year fixed is 4.25%. And of course, for our veterans, the 30-year VA fixed rate of 3.625%. So some great rates. Rates are historically low. I think they're going to stay low as we try to recover from this COVID-19, and we push through and try to push out of the economic downturn that we're in. But again, only time will tell. So I hope you guys all stay safe. I'm going to be doing a video, just so you know, on recession, what we're in, and things to look for, comparing this to the housing crash of 2008, and really on that. So that's going to be a new video I'm going to be doing it later today and posting it either tonight or tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that one. If you like this video, make sure you share it, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the bell so you're notified every time a new video comes out. Again, this is a weekly show that I do, really just to keep you guys informed. So I hope you guys stay safe. If you have any questions about how COVID-19 is affecting the market, please let me know. Hit me up in the comments, shoot me a message. If you need anything and you live in Orange County area, let us know. We're here to help in any way that we can, and really just support each other out there. We're going to get through this. We're going to recover, and it's just going to take some time. So I hope you all stay healthy, and until next time, we'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody.